That's so funny because the other M's tagged M, their in-game name was Emma.
Yeah.
And now this one we have Emma. So mixing us a little bit here with the tags, but not mixing us with the characters, going with that Mega Man right off the bat. And Maister obviously needs no introduction. One of the best Game & Watchers in the world. Undoubtedly the best Game & Watch for most of this game's lifespan until Mia really came out of nowhere. And speaking of coming out of nowhere, Maister coming out of everywhere with that combo, racking up 50%, pushing you to the corner. Now you just have to get the Crash Bomber back, and he's just trying to keep this one going. The bucket too, but so many projectiles from Mega Man. How do you get away from this?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Game & Watch has the tool, you know, because pretty much every aerial clashes with Mega Man projectiles, and don't forget about Bucket, of course. And the juggle beat in this matchup is particularly not that good for Mega Man, you know. But, you know, she might figure it out.
And while Mega Man does have a good out of field option, even though it doesn't have a hitbox with the Spring Dog, Mega Man or Game & Watch in turn has one as well to test it, plus the up air to juggle that at pot lid, coming up, finding the pothole and saying, hey, I'm gonna pull this one out of the road into the stock and finding the closeout just like that. Juggling here, and you see the projectile up air, projectile down air. Fun fact, these are the only two characters in Smash Ultimate with a projectile up air.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. And something that Hero can explain a lot, but anyways, we don't have a hero here. We have Maister and Emma right now. Emma having a hard time. I think she plays with Game & Watch quite often.
And we're seeing here she has some really good ideas, right? She's using a lot of forward air, a lot of back air, using a lot of leaf shield, and those are really Mega Man's keys to this matchup, right? How do you move around? How do you throw out these active disjoint and hitboxes, which are where Mega Man starts, Game & Watch starts to struggle, where you can't just up special as an answer, where you can't just throw out these big disjoint and hitboxes and get away from dodge. Well, it doesn't matter sometimes because Maister's just so locked into her game plan and her pacing that he can call out these landings with fast options like those chair F tilts and close out the stock like nobody's business. Now the edge guard could just end it here if you're not careful.
Oh, that was almost it. I thought, well it's almost, it is.
Yep.
Unfortunate by Emma, and Maister doing decent pressure over Emma because, you know, Mega Man is such a priority character that can be played like by mid-range, as far as I can tell, because, you know, the lemons, the neutral B, the side B, maybe even taking it far away, but I think it's better call it to like mid-range because also the leaf shield. And, you know, Maister knew this all the time and started to, you know, just don't let him do anything.
Yeah, right. Just as you mentioned, just locked her down entirely at the end there, right? Throwing in the active multi-hit back air. I think one of the best edge guarding tools in the entire game, right? It's just out for so long, it covers so much space, and the nice part is, it's not just a single hit, right? It keeps you inside of it, and it leads into itself. So if you find one hit, even if you're not perfectly right about hitting that strong hit, it pulls you into the strong hit at the end, and it sets you up positionally to always find that follow-up off the jump, or if they fast fall without one, every single time the Maister can use. And if you DI in, as we saw there, it doesn't matter what resources you have because Game & Watch won't let you back.
Yeah, no, probably. When you were talking about Snake being top 3 in the game, I was like, okay, Steve is #1, but who will be the second? Like, Game & Watch or Sonic? Okay.
Oh, it's Sonic. It's absolutely Sonic. Game & Watch is definitely up there again, right? I think the next 3 best characters are probably some combination of Rob, Game & Watch, and Snake, as we saw earlier. Seeing 2 of those 3 today. But starting things off, going back here, game 2, small battlefield. Maister's got to be careful not to jump, know the discipline. He's got that one on lock from the matchup experience. And now out gets to come back down, find a juggle for the trouble. Will push you to the edge guard and try on again. Not able to lock it down. I like the chef to just keep this one patient, but you can't push those edge guards too far because Mega Man still has those swords.
Yeah, and I was thinking before about the matchup experiences you were saying before against Mega Man, and I remember Maister winning against, I remember from some American Major, you know, winning against one of the best in America, at least with this character, is something else, and Emma might try to do something else, something different, something new for the Mega Man meta, not falling into the fair, maybe unfortunate, but you know, Maister doing his thing.
It's an awkward position to get caught about right with that fair because it has that initial hit that's weak, but especially if you can catch yourself right above a platform like there, the bomb will explode, and you can just really put them in hit stun, combo the two hits together, and get so much mileage. Same thing there with the juggle and the invulnerable head to just pop you up, flank your way out, and just keep the pressure on. Emma just hasn't been able to get away from Maister, hasn't really taken a stock yet, and now just throwing a hit into the bucket. She's starting to get really antsy here, and Maister's taking full advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Emma's not finding the answer. Not even for the first stock. This is so tough for her. And, okay, catching the back air, you know, there was this thing about Mega Man saying that you can get out of back air by DIing out, but obviously it's probably not a thing. I'm not really sure. But back to stage, trying to get, that was a good call. Maybe he could try the back air over there, but not trying it. Emma not getting the best picks in her options right now.
And remember, the longer you're on lead, you're in the air, right? The higher your percent, the shorter your invulnerability is. Maister utilized that one to a T, recognizing that Emma had almost none, and dropping that bomb to use the explosion to close out the stock. Emma finally getting on the board though there, right? Getting a stock from the up smash out of shield and turn the Mega Man's bread and butter, but she's got a lot of work left to do to get herself back in this game. And Maister may be one of the hardest players in the world to do it against.
Exactly. Yeah, Maister's playing so well, and he's been doing it for a long time. Maybe that's the thing, because he's one of the most consistent players, like, I think in the whole continent. And he's showing it right now, not losing against Emma. At least for what we have in the game number 2, just one stock for her. And Maister getting 2 stock right now.
Bomb on the forward air there to block the pellets, be actionable afterwards, gives a projectile, and get the punish for Emma's commitment. That was super smart. Tries to find the juggle to close it out, even still burns the air dodge. Emma just has to poke, reset to neutral, but there the up special is going to juggle you again. No jump here. She's got to be terrified, and the spring dog, the air dodge, she has no resources left.
That's going to be hard. Okay, coming back to the stage and getting the backer punish against Game & Watch. Okay, almost getting the hard knuckle. Unfortunately for her, not the thing. Okay, here we have a tray. No, not a tray. We have a bay grab going off stage, not hitting it barely. And, you know, the juggle game against Game & Watch up B, not the best DI. Unfortunate for Emma.
Not the best DI, but also about 170%.
Yeah.
Maister getting it up, talking it through one more time. You know, if you're Maister, anything less than a 3-0 here is a disappointment in your book, right? You've been so incredibly consistent so far throughout the tournament. And you've been so incredibly consistent so far throughout your career, as you mentioned, right? One of the most consistent players in the world and in the history of the game. And there's a reason that Luminosity Gaming Smash Team didn't start with Mars, didn't start with Tweak, didn't start with Leo, and didn't start with Sonic. It started with this guy on your screen right now.
Yeah, they want people, winners. There you go. People that can be that consistent, and, you know, you can see Emma maybe shaking her head, you know, just trying to get something. Maybe she will try Kazuya. I think that's the answer, right?
I mean, I think on paper it might be worse, but I think also, you know, if you're gonna try something, you might as well now. Kazuya at least can like blow up a character that's really like if you make one mistake, but you kind of just don't expect Maister to make those mistakes. And I think that's kind of one of the things getting Emma here. While the matchup's not great, you definitely see her playing scared, right? It looks like she's worried about playing Maister rather than focusing on just playing the Game & Watch matchup the way she knows how.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, because it happens to most of us when, like, there's this big stage, like getting nervous. With some characters, you already know how to play games, because in Emma's region, they have like 3 Game & Watches. They're all really good. You know, she is from Monterrey also, like Rock, like Poyito Pio, who we saw before. But I'm not really sure if I can go back on this. Yeah, because she already used the rush. The rush could go back. Unfortunate for her. And
that Sakura angle on the down smash, like, even when it doesn't bury, that move does everything you would want to do. It combos into a kill, it anti-airs, it sends you at awkward angles when it doesn't do any of the other things. Game Maister knows how to use it better than anyone in the world, but that down tilt going to at least 2 frames gets some extra damage. We see Emma now making some adjustments, like going for that ledge jump, which would have led to a stock, but instead that one miss allows Maister to get back uncontested, and even with the Crash Bomber on him, he's able to get the bucket, get the oil spill. It doesn't close the stock, but it's still good damage. It still doesn't get off neutral, and Emma now has taken 70% when she could have found the stock just because she didn't execute once.
Exactly. definitely. Talking about execute, she already did a forward smash. I would like to see her doing more forward smash, especially on the ledge dropping, because she was trying to get, I think it was backer, and I think Maister is already used to backer for the ledge, and maybe, I'm not sure, that Mega Buster might be a good option, but what's not a good option is like getting this stuck down again.
Meister started going around the world. I think the mental damage has been dealt. You see the up throw 9, but instead it's going to be the 1. Judgment Day has not leaned in Meister's favor so far. And if you're Emma, you can at least hold your high on that one, right? You didn't lose the set in the most embarrassing fashion.
Exactly. The judgment is giving you that. And we have right now the backer. Okay, trying to get it back, trying to discount, you know. We have an up B and again, a lot of damage. You know, Meister playing so well by this mid-range, I was telling before, going again with the Crash Bomber. You know, even though if the bucket doesn't like get the stock down, it's a lot.
And there's the edge guard. That's gonna be it. Committing through the edge, that Crash Bomber, and beautiful recognition from him to set in and set out, right? Saying, hey, Crash Bomber's good, but when you shoot it, it's got a window, and if you're doing it off stage to latch ledge, as Game & Watch, my recovery is good enough, my edge guard hitboxes are good enough that I can just jump out past it and contest you, because even on the run back, there's not a whole lot of distance you can cover. That being said, I think we are going to jump back over to us, and that's going to be it for our block. So, you know, we'll jump on back over to the casters and say our goodbyes.
Yeah.